My wife actually entered real estate before I did by about 2 years.
Great.
And she joined with her aunt, who I jokingly always say has been in real estate for 800 years. And they said, come on in, the water's fine. You know, you like to talk to people. You're a great salesman, blah, blah, blah. I was running a rather successful video production company at the time.
Okay.
And I said, I'm good. But the cycle of business, I won't bore you with that whole story, started to make itself apparent. And I thought, well, maybe it's always good to have a backup plan. Got the license, stuck it in my back pocket, helped my wife with her business, her real estate business, as I could. And then kind of slowly made the transition into full-time real estate. And her and I have worked together in one form or fashion for, 20 years now. This is our 20th year.
Fantastic. And I do want to point out that it gave you the freedom to raise your kids, right, in a very unique way, right?
That's true. And I mentioned that we were in the business one way or another together.
Mm-hmm.
Since they pulled me in, sucker, I've always been in, right? But it allowed us the freedom, even when her and I were working more closely together, you know, working clients together, etc. We had the freedom to homeschool our kids. And that was and still is very much a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Our two oldest, they graduated, right, at 17. Our oldest went on to get her master's. And our second oldest, she got her bachelor's and is now in Japan teaching English. And they both graduated from U of H. Go Cougs.
Yeah.
So,
amazing.
and then the younger two have been in and out of homeschool in one form or fashion. And the youngest at 16, our little baby,
Mm-hmm.
is being homeschooled now as well. Wow. So it's I could talk the rest of the podcast on the advantages of that. It took about 2 years for my wife to talk me into it.
Yeah.
But then once she has, I just won't shut up. But I will now about.
I love that.
About that, yeah.
So you have a background in the video production and also background in teaching. You're still currently doing the teach. Are you still doing the teaching?
Well, not really. What do you?
For the homeschooling?
For the homeschooling, yes. So we've again. So briefly, I get back to homeschooling. It's not like Little House on the Prairie where there's a chalkboard and kids from 6 to 18 learning reading, writing, and arithmetic. Right. It is so much more. My largest concern going in was really the social aspects. Like, they're not going to be at school. Yeah, right. And, oh, my goodness, I was so wrong. They have dances. They have chess club, Lego league, all these other clubs, band, sports, just everything. So that was nipped in the bud. And one of my responsibilities in teaching became music appreciation, which my older daughters just really loved. So I taught them how the roots of music and how these different bands were exposed to these other bands, and et cetera, et cetera. But then we had other people within our homeschooling group. One was literally, I guess still is, a rocket scientist. So she taught that kind of stuff. Wow. And another gentleman was a VP at HP, a lot of P's there, and he taught public speaking. So we really pulled from the experiences and the strengths of others within our group to teach the kids. And then there's online components and Museum of Fine Arts and all the colleges. There's so much support right now. To maybe segue that back into real estate a little bit, you really do need, it does kind of take a village to raise a realtor. Right. So you need to really, I've learned a lot from people that have just came in the business, and I have mentors and others that I've learned from that have been in the business for 800 years and below.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, in real estate, afforded you the opportunity to give that gift to your children.